Okay, so I had somebody ask me how I dial in Strat sounds more on the guitar as opposed, I should say Stratocaster style sounds because this isn't a Fender Strat. But on the guitar itself as opposed to what we're listening to right now, which is my Friedman BE100 Deluxe. It's on channel 2, but I've got the gain dialed fairly low, so at the most amount of breakup, that's about all we're going to get. But what I wanted to show you guys is how I dial in my Strat in those situations. And a lot of it is really just the tone control. I've got the tone control on this particular guitar dialed specifically to the bridge pickup, which makes it easier for me to balance out neck position and bridge position tones, because sometimes they can get a little toothy in the highs when you get your neck position dialed in, and then you switch to your back position. Maybe a little bit bright, but what I like to create is what I call treble headroom. In other words, I may want that much top end for when I'm playing chords and things like that, but when I'm wanting it to warm up a little bit for single note stuff, I can back off the tone. When I go to my neck position, it still sounds great. And then of course, you know, I can back off for cleaner tones. Same with the back. And then when I go to the second and fourth positions on the guitar, I'm more apt to go ahead and roll the tone back up and just listen to it. Because if I keep that tone backed off, you know, especially on the bridge pickup, It's gonna get a little too dark. Sounds great there, but here, if I know I'm gonna sit there for a second, I'll reach down and roll it all the way up. Because that sounds really sweet. And then for me, I'll just, by habit, roll off the bridge pickup tone when I roll back there. Now in a demo video, I don't do that because I need you guys to hear the product. But in this case, when I'm getting my sounds, that's what I'll do, because I think that sounds pretty cool. If I needed to cut through a track as a rhythm thing, God, that was sloppy. But anyways, I can get it to cut through, and then if I want like a biting, I've got that. If I need it to be a little bit cleaner, I'll just back it off a little bit. So like right now it's on maybe like 8. All the way up. And then if I really need more gain, rather than turning on an overdrive, I'll turn on a like a boost, like a clean boost. So my favorite is still the Pettyjohn chime. I've got it set up. Push the amp a little bit harder. It does add a little bit of top. I could probably dial it so it doesn't. Sorry about the buzz. I'm facing the computer with single coils. So if I want more gain, I do have it, you know, because the overdrive is so sweet just sitting on the amp itself. But honestly, this would apply to any situation. So you could take a tube screamer, plug it into a deluxe with your favorite guitar. In this case, it's a Stratocaster, and that's the concept. The only thing I would suggest is, you know, to wire that tone on the bottom there to the bridge pickup only. And that way, you know, if you don't like doing the, you know, changing settings so much and you just want to go from a neck position tone you love to a bridge position you dig, without it getting too bright, you can just do that. A big influence on me, if you haven't figured it out, is Mike Landau. And if you watch him play, he drags so much tone out of just the guitar itself, and it's because he's taking advantage of the tone controls and the volume, and even taking advantage of the fact that the volume maybe does darken the guitar up just a little bit if you back it off. I just think concepts like that are really important, and we tend to just think, oh man, everything's just got to be wide open on the guitar and I got to get all my sounds from a bunch of different pedals or even a bunch of different channels on the amp. But really, you can get a lot of sound on really just one channel, like a single channel amp dialed right, or even a single channel amp with one pedal dialed right. You can get a lot of sound. I monkey potted out of tune like I always do. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I just wanted you to kind of get a feel for how my brain works when I'm dialing in sounds with just a Strat-style guitar. just using the controls as opposed to reaching for the amp or the overdrive pedal. It really means a lot if you made it this far to me in the video. If you enjoy what you're seeing, please subscribe. That'll really help me a lot. Please comment below. I would love to hear, because you guys have such great ears. I loved all the comments that I got about gear and tones in the last video I did about the pedal board that I'm going to change up. I really appreciate you guys. You've got really good ears and you listen well, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I'd love to hear, like, what are you guys doing when you're dialing in with just a guitar? How are you using the tone controls, the volume control? Are you using different pots? Are you using treble bleed circuits? What pickups? I love lollers, you guys know that. But it doesn't have to be a Strat. 335, SGs, Les Paul Jr. style guitars, Filtertron style guitars. I always love to hear what you guys are using and how you're dialing in sounds especially when it pertains to just manipulating controls on the guitar and changing your finger touch, switching between a pick, fingers, playing hard, playing soft, all that stuff. So thanks so much, guys, and I will see you next time.